gentlemen, welcome. We have Katie Davis with us today. And the way that I would normally introduce Katie Davis is one of my favorite podcasters, one of my favorite authors, but she's not talking podcaster or an author. So Katie Davis, welcome, and tell us what you're here today for talking about.
I'm talking about what you wanted me to talk about, which is how can writers get support in their writing, because it's such a lonely profession or obsession or hobby or whatever way you do it, it's so hard. Whether you're amateur or impassioned hobbyist or professional or trying to be professional or freelance or full-time, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's so hard, but it's so fulfilling and so fun, and it's so it's just mind-bending how rewarding it is and fulfilling to your heart. So that's why we keep doing it. And even though we keep doing it, I was talking all this morning with a friend of mine who's in my critique group, and we're like, and so no matter, and she's fully like many books published, and it doesn't matter, wherever we are in our careers, we need support. So we're talking about that today.
And was it 1 or 2 years ago, your husband and you took over the Institute for Writers 2 years ago?
Right.
And so it was the founders were going to be retiring, and you took it over and rebranded, I believe, a little bit of rebranding, right?
Yes.
And just...
Sorry. Are there comments? Like when you do a Facebook Live, will there be can you see comments?
Yep, I'll see comments. So if we have any questions, I'll definitely, yep.
Okay, because so I can't see them.
So tell us a little bit about the Institute. Tell us about who can join, who is it for, and what do they offer? That's what we really want to hear today. Like you said, this can be a lonely road, and you help solve that problem.
Well, almost 50 years ago, these guys started the Institute of Children's Literature. And back there, and it was an amazing idea. It was not online, obviously. In 1969, people would send in their assignments, and these are all college level, approved by the state, the university level Board of Education, and we just went through a whole big process of how we had to show them everything. We prepared for this for like 4 or 5 months, and we went through this whole an entire day of questions and showing everything. So these courses are amazing, and that's really why we wanted to take the whole school over. So they established this thing. It's remote learning. So they would send the assignments to the students along with a big package full of all of their course materials and books and all that. And once a student sent their assignment back, and one-on-one instructor was assigned, and they would basically like critique them like an editor would, like line edit and say, this is where it's working, this is where it's not working, here's what you need to do to make this better, and how you have to develop this character. Oh, look, there's Kelly Panique. I didn't know this worked like this. This is not a Facebook Live, you guys. This is in another platform, but it's coming through Facebook, I guess. But this is it's my first time. Anyway, so that's how it works. So you get a one-on-one guide to develop your writing and to eventually develop manuscripts that are ready to be submitted. So then 20 years after that, they created what was then called they called it Long Ridge Writers Group, which now means nothing to anyone, because Long Ridge Road was the street that they had that big house on. If anybody ever saw the original, I guess you would want to call it logo, but it was just basically a house that they had, gigantic, 10,000 square feet. It was huge. And when we first got there to talk to them about taking over, we turned the corner. I was like, oh, that's the house, that's the iconic house. Anyway, they really had that house, and it was gigantic, and they created the entire school, both schools in there. Because Long Ridge Writers Group was to teach people to write for adults, adult target group. And obviously, Institute of Children's Literature was targeted towards people who wanted to write for children. we renamed the entire thing. This is much too confusing, and I kind of wish we had a better choice in this, but the reason we called the whole thing IFW, Institute for Writers, it's more generic. People know what we do. They know that it's for writers. And the adult side is that IFW, and the kids side is ICL, because ICL is so well known and so well established that we thought we're not going to, rename that, but we do have to kind of rename the Long Ridge Writers side. But then do we want a third name to call the whole school? It got too confusing. So we So we call the whole school, both schools IFW, but really the IFW part is the adult, and we couldn't call it school, the Institute for Adult Writers, because that sounded like porn. So it got kind of confusing. But anyway, that's the basic explanation. And we're still doing these great courses, and we're still in the process of updating over, even though it's been like 2 years. Little things like, not the content, because the content is super solid, but things like, get your typewriter and la la la. So those kinds of things had never been updated, and we needed to do that. And now, to answer your original question, we are starting to do other things with the things that we're good at, combined with the things that all the assets and all the stuff that we have with the school to help support all the writers that we have been getting to know newly, who we already know through the school, and who I knew already through all of my support of writers over the past decade or so. So one of the things, do you want me to
Katie,
Yeah.
Well, let's say I am a new writer, script, and I joined the organization. Like, tell me 3 things that might be offered to me. And I'm sorry, it sounds like our connection's in and out. Tell me 3 things that might be offered to me virtually as a writer.
Well, especially if you're a new writer, one thing, we ask people, not everybody can take our course. Like, when you take an online course, a lot of times people just want to, have you sign up because, it's a business. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's a business, and you know what you're getting into because you're going to read the fine print, right? So, but with us, we're a college level course. All the courses are college level. And so you do, like other colleges, you need to take an entrance in a way. So our entrance, so that we know if you really can write, if you can put 2 sentences together, if you are the right match for our courses, we ask that you take an aptitude test or writing, be able to write to our college level. And not everybody gets in, because we can't do that to you. We can't do that to our instructors who are going to be teaching you, when we don't want to promise something that we can't do. So I know you're moving around to get a better connection, right? I assume. So anyway, so one thing we would offer, the first thing we would say is let us assess your writing. We will assess your writing for free. It's on our website. It's called the aptitude test. We debated, should we still call it a test? Because nobody wants to take a test, right? But it was called a test for 50 years. So we've just changed it up a little bit. You can go on our website and it says aptitude test. You click on that and you can just go in there and it's writing. Really, if you're a writer, you'd be like, yay, I get to write. So, and it's specific toward depending on whether you want to write for a target audience of adults, and there's another one for the ICL side if you want to write for children. And it's pretty self-explanatory right at the top of our website. It's instituteforwriters.com. And so there's that. That would be the first thing we would offer you. Another thing would be we have quarterly contests, and we have cash prizes, $1,300 in cash prizes. And what we try to do is, I know, it's a lot of money, right? So I think first prize is $650, second prize is $350, and then we have 3 other prizes that are $100 each. So, and then to top it off, we also have what I wanted to do when we took over is, used to be and that was it. They would award money. It was a little less than that at the time, but they would award the money and that would be it. And then what we did was we decided we wanted to also offer people who did not get the first 5 places and did not win money. We wanted to still give them something because there's a $19 entry reading fee because we have a judge and we get a lot of entries. And so we wanted to give them something too. So it wouldn't just be like, well, you know, I paid this entry fee and, right? So we wanted to give them a lesson, a free online workshop to go along with that. So we offer that to everyone, and there's replay, and people have been loving that. It's been, actually, it's one of my, you know, fun parts. We have one tonight. I'm really excited. So hence the mascara. So, we have really good time with that. And tonight is one, we had a meet cute contest. This was our first on the IFW side because we had not been running them. We'd only been doing children's writing contests. And the next children's writing contest is being announced next Thursday at our online workshop, which is Thursday night. And oh no, I don't have a link for that. Maybe if Kelly is still here, maybe she can put it in the comments. Because the webinar, if you're an entrant to the contest, it's part of your entry reading fee. But if you're not and you still want to come to the online workshop, there's a $7 fee to get into the workshop because, you know, it wouldn't be fair to the entrants otherwise. So it's just like kind of a, you know, ticket or whatever, you know, a nod. I don't know. You know what I mean? So
we have some new. I'm going to interrupt real quick. We have some new people joining us. So I just want to go back and tell everyone that Katie Davis is on with us today, and she's sharing 3 pieces of information and support that the Institute for Writers and for Children's Book Writers offers. And the first that she spoke about
an assessment
is the aptitude test.
Right, which is an assessment for writing.
Yeah, we don't want to call it a test, but
we
and then
call it a test because historically, yeah.
It is. But then 2, she talked about which motivates people, and that's something that's very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Well, what the test does, what the contests do is, I was going to say trifold, but it's manyfold because it gets you used to finishing at a deadline. It gets you used to submission rules. There's the Meet Cute workshop webinar, but then also, Kelly, what about next Thursday? Is there a link?
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, the children's, that's the Meet Cute, that's for tonight. That was a romance, very cute. What we do during the workshops is we read the winning entries and then we critique them live.
Awesome.
So you get to hear what makes a winning entry and where a winning entry even can improve. And the judge is there talking about how he or she chose, and I talk about, you know, where I think it could improve and some other things. So that, and the other things, how to submit, like how to follow the direction of it. Okay, so the third thing I would say, and this is something I'm really excited about, is, it's a beta test. I don't know if you know what a beta test is, but it's sort of a, before the public gets to know about this, it's a test. So, all right, let me backtrack a little bit. So you know how a critique group works, right? I mean, you all are writers, so you know how to critique group. You share your work in progress, right? And you get feedback, input from the people in the group. And you learn how to make improvements and all that before you send your work out into the world. So I am sort of putting this idea out into the world. I want the people involved to be kind of like my critique group for this new project. And what we're starting is something new to help writers, but because we want to tailor it to the writers, we don't want to just launch it and say, this is what it is. We want to tailor to writers, so it's going to be put out there as a work in progress. And that way we can get feedback of the initial people and give writers exactly what they want based on the input that we get from the charter members. And that's what we're going to call the first people. They're not going to be beta testers, the charter members. And in exchange for that feedback, we are never going to charge them more than what we tell them right at the beginning, no matter how big this thing gets, no matter how much we add to it, no matter any of that stuff, they will always be the charter members at the very base first test price, which is going to be very low. So,
fantastic. And I have to say, I think what really attracts me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. What really attracts me to the Institute is the ability to do all of this virtually. Because honestly, as a mother and growing my writing business as a mother of young children, it was really challenging to get out of the house to join a critique group.
Right.
Or to get out of the house to go to a writing workshop or a conference.
Right. Yeah.
So the fact that your platform offers all of this, it's really amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool. And we're going to, for this, I don't want to call it a membership, but I guess it's kind of like a membership. We're going to be we have industry experts coming in, and we're going to be offering curated market information and guides and videos, and we're going to have prompts available and support groups and all this stuff, dares and challenges and free content and critiques, which we offer as a paid service, but for people who are in the group, they will be getting that as part of their membership. So, and it will be, great package. So if, we haven't started, I think we're going to be launching it in December. It's now November. So let me see. I think I have a bit.ly for it. The bit.ly it's just to see if you're interested. It's not to sign up or anything. Nobody's obligated. But if you're interested, it's bit.ly, bit.ly/freeifw. So
okay, let me take
I don't think there's a way for me to put in a comment here. Let's see, I can put it in our chat, but I chatted it.
Say it again, bit.ly.
Yeah, you see that I chatted it to you?
Okay, yep, I'll grab it from there. Perfect.
So, or Kelly can put it up because she's here and she knows what it is. Yeah.
Oh, I got it for you. That's perfect. I think it's excellent. And what would you say, just as we wrap up your time today, what would you say that members currently, what is the positive thing that they love about the Institute? What is their favorite thing about what they're getting out of it?
Well, I think I heard most of that question. What's their favorite thing that people who are involved in the Institutes, what's their favorite things? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we send out surveys all the time, like to people who are in courses. We send out a mid-course survey and an end-course survey, and people do critiques, they get surveys. So we're hearing from people from all different parts of the schools, and it depends on what part of the schools they're taking advantage of. We have, people, I just got an amazing email from someone just about our newsletter. And what she did was she appreciated the newsletter so much because she said, oh my gosh, it never occurred to me to associate my most energetic time of the day with when I should be writing. And so she said, I'm now setting up, because we have a blogger who wrote a blog post, and we sent it out to our newsletter saying, look, here's the best part of this blog, maybe you should do this. And she wrote and said, oh my gosh, this was so great. So that, for that woman, that was the best, that was the greatest thing of the week. And for another person, we just got an email saying, this was the most thorough critique. I never expected it to be this deep. It was worth every penny, blah, blah, blah. So that is amazing. The newsletters we have two newsletters, one for IFW and one for ICL. They each go out once a week, but on different days, and they have different content. So if you wanted to sign up for them, I never know any of these links. The newsletter goes out once a week, Kelly says, but each go out once a week, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Right. So Kelly's in charge of everything. Kelly's my boss. Kelly and I have been working together for a long time. Kelly helps me remember where I put my brain. So it's like brain, Kelly, where did I put my brain? So I've been out of the country for a while, and I just came back. And so I was telling Maria, like, I'm 11 and a half hours off schedule. Sorry. So anyway, so the newsletters are chock full of information. You can sign up for the information, and you always get a little present when you sign up on our website at instituteforwriters.com. And if you want to be in our beta test for the membership package, which would be amazing. If you're interested at all, share the information at the bit.ly IFW free. Is that what it was? I think.
Yes. And Kelly put it on the
Yeah, IFW. Oh no, free IFW. See, I'm always messing that up. This is why I need Kelly. Yeah, bit.ly, bit.ly/free IFW, all lowercase. But I'm good. I woke up to this.
Well, Katie, I have just really enjoyed introducing you to the network that I am part of, and saying hello to your network if they can hear me through this poor internet connection. I'm not sure what's happening. But we are just thankful. We are thankful for your time. So we're going to continue to share this video. If you're just tuning in, you're going to want to rewind and hear all about the Institute for Writers. You want to hear about and we are currently offering a support for writers.
Thank you.
Katie, we're going to sign off now. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, as usual, with you.
And all of your links and for your energy. I love your energy.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Are you there?
I am.
Oh, I am going to get on the phone with my internet.
I know.
I have not had a bad connection in like months.
And I'm hardwired, so I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know what went over to my hardwire. I haven't had to use that. So I apologize for that. But it seemed like you were talking and it was working. So I just kind of was quiet.
If we ever need to do it, let me see. I actually recorded us just in case. So let me just see this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm clear as a bell, and you are not really. Although, well, I can send it to you if you want to replay or anything like that.
No, I think it should be okay because it's
she says we're
already going out there.
We're still broadcasting. We're still broadcasting.